Bienvenue à Arles en Provence. Bienvenue à Arles en Provence. Bienvenue à Arles en Provence. Weekend out of Paris. Côte d'Azur. Here we are. Bienvenue à Marseille.
Bienvenue chérie.
Welcome. Welcome to Marseille. So we're driving now from Marseille to Arles. Then we're going back to Marseille on Sunday. See ya! Because Vincent van Gogh stays 18 months here and painted the most famous pictures and cut his ear off, and we gonna go to the hospital where he was being admitted.
Many artists have lived and worked in Arles and the surrounding region because of the fabled southern light, which creates the perfect ambience for painters. These have included Pablo Picasso, Paul Gauguin, Jacques Réattu, and Peter Brown. Probably most famously for Arles was the Dutch post-Impressionist painter Vincent van Gogh, who lived in Arles in the late 1880s and produced over 300 paintings and drawings during his time there. Van Gogh suffered from psychotic episodes and delusions, often neglected his physical health, did not eat properly, and drank heavily. He was considered a madman and a failure. Van Gogh spent time in various psychiatric hospitals and eventually shot himself in the chest with a revolver, dying 2 days later on the 29th of July 1890. By that time, he had painted 2,100 pictures. In one incident, a long friendship he had with the famous artist Paul Gauguin ended after an epic argument in Arles, during which, in a rage, Van Gogh cut off part of his own left ear with a razor. His wound was treated in the Serene Hospital in Arles, with its gorgeous courtyard and dappled sunlight from the trees, which can still be visited today. Although Van Gogh has always poor and incredibly only sold one painting in his lifetime, after his suicide, his works became both famous and super valuable. He has captured the public imagination as a misunderstood artistic genius, and his works are now held in internationally renowned museums and private collections around the world. Today, Arles' artistic profile is less colorful, but still it is a magnet for talented artists, including a world-renowned international photography festival which has taken place since 1970. The historic city of Arles in beautiful Provence in the south of France is a jewel. It is hard to believe that Arles is the largest city in France, with a surface area of 758 kilometers, and used to be the capital of Gaul when the Romans conquered most of France almost 2,000 years ago. Today, it is unique and having 2 listings on the UNESCO World Heritage List, one for its Roman history and monuments, and the other for its more recent cultural and artistic contribution to the world. The city is located inland on the River Rhone, which connects directly to the Mediterranean, which means that it was a strategic trading port as far back as the Phoenicians. The Romans recognized this and took the town in 123 BC and built a stunning amphitheater, a triumphal arch, a Roman circus and theater, much of it very well preserved today. The city reached a peak of influence during the 4th and 5th centuries, when Roman emperors frequently used it as their headquarters during military campaigns in Europe. Finally, Constantine III made Arles his capital in 408 AD.
Arles was the capital
Of
Gaul, and so it was really important city for the Roman conquerors of France, and that's why there is all this beautiful ancient Roman architecture throughout the city.
Thank you very much. Galing-galing.
So today, in this 2,000-year-old fantastic building built by hand by Romans and their slaves 2,000 years ago, no longer do slaves get eaten or Christians fight as gladiators. Instead, this beautiful historic building is used for spectacles and incredible shows and opera, for amazing events during the summer months when the weather here is fantastic and you can sit outside until 10:30 or 11 o'clock and have amazing experiences looking at actors and actresses and singers perform in the open air. So just imagine, this building was built 2,000 years ago. There are no dump trucks, there are no excavators, there was no machinery, there was just human blood, sweat and tears, and those were mostly Christians and slaves working under the whip of the Roman conquerors.
The amphitheater may not be as famous as its brother, the Colosseum in Rome, but it is in better shape. The building is 136 meters in length and 109 meters wide and features 120 arches and 60 terraces with bleachers, a system of galleries, and many corridors and staircases for a quick exit for the 20,000 spectators. The games consisted of chariot races, bloody hand-to-hand battles for gladiators, and reportedly events where slaves and Christians would be fed to lions and other wild beasts. Today, the events are less bloody-thirsty and the crowds are smaller, but the arena is still used for the Feria de Arles as well as plays and concerts in summer. With the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century, incredibly, the amphitheater was repurposed into a shelter for the population, including more than 200 houses, a public square, 2 chapels, and the fortress. This new residential role continued until the late 18th century when the site became National Historical Monument. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Arles' political history continued to be turbulent, with the Moors capturing the city in 735 AD. In 855, it was made the capital of the Frankish kingdom of Arles, which included Burgundy and part of Provence, but was frequently terrorized by Saracen and Viking raiders. For the next 500 years, Arles was the capital of various kingdoms and dukedoms, but gradually fell in prominence until the 12th century, when it became a free city governed by an elected chief magistrate who appointed consuls and other magistrates. It retained this status until the French Revolution of 1789. Today, Arles is a good example of the adaptation of an ancient city to medieval European civilization and today great modernity. Roman treasures, the lazy Rhone River, the amazing Saturday market, ancient and modern architecture, shady squares, and a splash of the local mix of cultures, and all make Arles a seductive place to explore and a stepping stone into both the Camargue and Provence, an environment of exceptional beauty. This city is a must on any itinerary.
Bonjour. Merci. Bonjour. Bravo bébé.
Je m'appelle Ludovic. Oui, j'habite à Arles. Et on mange des glaces en hiver. Et voilà. Bienvenue à Arles.
Bienvenue à Arles, monsieur, madame. Allez,
bye. Au revoir.
Goodbye. Au revoir.
Okay, cheers!
Kampai.
Kampai.
It's very nice. Bye bye! Enjoy!